Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestle Vault, where we go deep into the heart-pounding world of professional wrestling. But tonight, people, this is not just another episode. This is an emergency broadcast that is going to make your blood boil. Can you believe what just went down on Monday Night Raw? Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager himself, stood right in the center of that ring and dropped a bombshell that sent the entire WWE universe into complete chaos. The passing of the legendary Paul Heyman. And here is the kicker. It all happened because of a vicious, unprovoked attack carried out by none other than Seth freaking Rollins. How could he? This is not wrestling anymore. This is flat-out betrayal and the destruction of an icon. If you are just as furious as I am right now, smash that like button, drop your heated thoughts in the comment section, and share this video with every single wrestling fan you know. We need to make our voices heard. Is this the end of respect inside WWE? Stay with me through this full breakdown, because by the time we are done, you will be demanding justice, and I have a twist coming that will completely blow your mind. Folks, let us rewind the clock just a little to understand how we got here. Paul Heyman, the wise man, the one-of-a-kind advocate, has been the backbone of WWE for decades. From his days in ECW, where he changed what extreme wrestling could look like, to guiding powerhouses like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, Heyman is not just a manager, he is the man who built empires. But on this unforgettable Raw, everything came crashing down. Seth Rollins, the visionary, the man who was supposed to stand for something good, turned on everything in the most awful way you could imagine. Why? Was it jealousy? Was it a hunger for power? Or is something far darker going on? We are going to break this all down piece by piece, and the more you hear, the more your blood is going to boil. Hello viewers, if you are new here, please do not forget to like and hit that subscribe button for daily WWE updates. Picture the scene. The show kicks off with the usual electricity in the arena, the crowd buzzing and ready. Then out comes Seth Rollins, mic in hand, going off about being ignored and overlooked, ranting about how the bloodline, Heyman's greatest creation, has been stealing his shine. The fans are booing loudly, but nobody saw what was about to happen. Heyman walks out onto the ramp, trying to cool things down, offering the kind of calm, thoughtful words only he can deliver. "Seth," he says, "you are better than this. Let us talk this through." But Rollins completely loses it. He charges forward like a man possessed, curb-stomping Heyman directly onto the concrete floor outside the ring. The sound of that hit echoed through the entire arena like something no one ever wanted to hear. Medics rush in, the crowd falls completely silent in horror, and Rollins just stands there with a smirk on his face, as if he is proud of what he just did to a legend. And that's not even the worst part. Hours later, after Heyman is rushed to the hospital, Adam Pearce steps into the ring. The general manager looks completely broken, his voice shaking as he speaks to the WWE Universe. Tonight, Pearce announces, "We have lost one of the greatest minds this business has ever seen. Paul Heyman has passed away from complications caused by the injuries he suffered in that brutal attack." The entire arena erupts. Gasps, tears, and pure outrage fill every corner. Fans are chanting "Heyman, Heyman," while others scream in anger at the very mention of Rollins' name. How could WWE let this happen? Where was security? Where was the basic respect owed to a man who gave his entire life to this business? Now, let's talk about why this makes me, and should make you, completely furious. Paul Heyman is not just a character on a screen. He's a pioneer. Back in the 1990s, when wrestling was getting dull and predictable, Heyman built ECW from nothing, turning tiny bingo halls into war zones filled with barbed wire and fire. He gave a platform to overlooked talents like Sabu, Taz, and the Dudleys, proving that wrestling could be raw, real, and totally different from anything else out there. Fast forward to WWE, and he becomes the mastermind behind CM Punk's pipe bomb moment, Brock Lesnar's monster run, and the Tribal Chief's historic reign. Without Heyman, there is no Summer of Punk, no Suplex City, no Bloodline saga that kept every one of us glued to our screens for years. And Seth Rollins thinks he can just erase all of that with one cheap shot? It's maddening. It's a slap in the face to every fan who has ever cheered for creativity and passion in this sport. But hold on, because here's where the outrage goes up another level entirely. People backstage are quietly saying this attack was not a spur-of-the-moment thing.
No, this has the feel of something planned and calculated. Rollins has been at war with what is left of the bloodline, but Heyman was staying neutral, trying to keep the peace. Was this a message sent directly to Roman Reigns, or is something far darker going on behind the scenes? There are whispers that Triple H, the man in charge of creative, may have approved this for the shock factor, pushing things too far just to get people talking. Fans, are we really okay with that? Using legends as sacrificial props for cheap reactions? I say absolutely not. This is the kind of move that makes you question everything you trust about WWE. Comment below, do you think Rollins should be fired, suspended, or is all of this part of some larger plan? Let's go deeper into Heyman's legacy so you truly understand the size of this loss. Born Paul Heyman on September 11, 1965 in Scarsdale, New York, he got his start by sneaking into wrestling events as a photographer with a fake press pass. By 1987, he was already managing in the NWA, and then ECW arrived in 1993. ECW was not just a wrestling promotion, it was a movement. Heyman borrowed money, maxed out his credit cards, and risked absolutely everything to build a product that featured hardcore action, international talent, and stories that felt more real than anything else out there. Remember Barely Legal in 1997? That pay-per-view put ECW on the map for good, and Heyman's promos were pure gold, passionate, unfiltered, and impossible to look away from. When ECW closed in 2001 due to money problems, Heyman joined WWE as a commentator and then became a major creative force behind SmackDown during the Ruthless Aggression era. He brought in talents like Kurt Angle, Edge, and Rey Mysterio, turning the Blue brand into must-watch television. But his crowning achievement came from standing beside Brock Lesnar. From 2002 onward, Heyman and Lesnar were completely inseparable, with Heyman's words on the mic lifting Lesnar's beast-like presence to another level entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for... Just that one line gives you chills. And then came the bloodline. Lining up beside Roman Reigns in 2020, Heyman helped craft the Tribal Chief persona, fueling the longest modern championship reign in WWE history. His wisdom turned Reigns from a divisive figure into an untouchable force of nature. So why would Seth Rollins go after him? Let's think about where Rollins' head is at. Seth has always been the builder of his own path, from his days in the Shield to cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania 31. But lately, he's been living in other people's shadows. The Judgment Day drama, dropping the World Heavyweight title, all of it has been eating away at him. In interviews, Rollins has dropped hints about his frustration with veterans supposedly blocking the path for newer talent. But going after Heyman, that crosses every line there is. Heyman was never the one in the ring. He was a manager, someone who stays on the outside. This was not a match. This was an assault. Fans all over social media are going off the rails. Twitter is packed with the hashtag Justice for Heyman, petitions to get Rollins banned, and even people calling for legal action. One fan wrote, "Seth Rollins just destroyed wrestling's soul. Boycott Raw." Another posted, "Heyman made WWE what it is today. Rollins is nothing but a coward." And the reactions from the superstars? Absolutely heartbreaking. Roman Reigns posted a completely black image on social media with the words "Wise Man Forever." Brock Lesnar, a man rarely seen showing emotion, was reportedly seen backstage with tears in his eyes. CM Punk, one of Heyman's closest allies, cut a tribute promo on AEW Rampage, saying, "Paul believed in me when nobody else would. This one is for you." Even rivals like Triple H put out a statement. Paul Heyman was one of a kind. WWE mourns a true genius. The locker room is in pieces. Morale has never been lower. How does WWE come back from something like this? Matches were pulled from the card, the show ended early, and fans turned off their televisions in total disgust. Now here is the unexpected twist that is going to keep you locked in. What if this is not the end? People with insider knowledge, deep anonymous sources, are suggesting that Heyman's passing might be the biggest swerve this business has ever seen. Remember, wrestling is built on storytelling, where deaths and retirements are often just chapters in a bigger story. But here is the real bombshell. Word is that Heyman set this entire thing up himself. Why? To shine a light on corruption inside WWE management. Think about it. Adam Pearce's announcement felt too polished, too fast. There was no official medical report, no statement from family. Could Heyman be pulling every string from behind the curtain, faking his own death to fire up the WWE universe against Rollins and force a complete shakeup of power? Picture a return at WrestleMania, Heyman rising like a phoenix and revealing it was all one giant plan to bring down the corporate machine? That twist adds so many layers to everything. Is Rollins in on it, or is he just being used as the fall guy? This could be Heyman's greatest work ever, a story that stands right alongside the Montreal Screwjob in terms of pure drama and mystery. Let's dig into this theory a little further. Heyman has always been a master of blurring the line between what is real and what is not. In ECW, he did it constantly, like the time he released Sabu, only to bring him back bigger and stronger than ever. In WWE, the Bloodline story has had twist after twist: Solo Sika's betrayal, Jimmy Uso's return. If Heyman staged his own death, it could be rooted in real behind-the-scenes tension. Reports suggest Heyman clashed with creative over the direction of Raw, pushing for a harder edge while the executives wanted to keep things safer. By dying, he forces WWE to look itself in the mirror and deal with its own laziness, setting off a revolution. Fans, does this all add up, or am I reaching too far? Drop your theories in the comments. I want to know if you think Heyman is pulling off his own version of The Undertaker's resurrection. Assuming for just a moment that it is all real, though, the damage is enormous. Who steps up to guide the bloodline now? Roman Reigns is completely exposed without his wise man. Brock Lesnar might walk away from the business for good. And Seth Rollins, his entire career could be done. Sponsors are walking away, stocks are sliding. This attack could end up costing WWE tens of millions. Fans are boycotting merchandise and chanting "Fire Seth" at live events. It's a pressure cooker ready to blow, and how WWE responds will shape everything that comes next. Do they suspend